Hello folks, today is Friday, February 21st, 2025. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, here to talk about all the video game news that is going on this week. Did you see how hard I had to lock in to get that date right? It is the 21st, right? Yeah, okay. So like I said, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's just jump into the news. The first thing involves a small update with Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, this is coming from anonymous sources, people citing to remain anonymous, so take this with a grain of salt, but it seems like Grand Theft Auto, or really Rockstar, is having conversations with Fortnite and Roblox creators. That's really all it is from this reporting. It's like a rumbling, no real details behind that, but you know, you can really infer a lot, right? You have Roblox and Fortnite creators, people making content, making things in these games, and Rockstar potentially having a conversation with them, presumably about creating things for the next generation of Grand Theft Auto Online, whatever the hell that may be, whenever this actually releases. Maybe there is more incentive to encourage user creativity and building things in-game. We have no idea how far that will go. If that is even a thing, this could be nothing conversations. Who knows? I don't know if Grand Theft Auto 6 Online is going to become the next Roblox or anything like that, but it's still certainly interesting, especially when you line it up with the fact that this new GTA is probably going to be a little bit more inclusive to the role-playing community, as of course Rockstar has made moves in that department. For me personally, man, that's a whole different world. When I look forward to Grand Theft Auto 6, I just want a cool world to run around and do crime with, see a story, steal some cars. I'm old-fashioned. A lot of people want to live their lives in GTA Online and stuff like that. That's all well and good. I'm just curious to see when this thing is actually going to release, or at the very least when we're going to get a new trailer or something. If the game is coming out this year, I'm hoping to hear something soon. But speaking of Grand Theft Auto news, Rockstar was busy announcing an update for Grand Theft Auto Online on PC. Specifically, on March 4th, GTA Online on PC is now going to get all the features that were previously only on the updated PS5 and Xbox Series X and S versions. This is all GTA Online stuff, technical improvements, stuff in the world, content, access to exclusive cars and stuff like that, but it is a very substantial update. There is quite a bit of things. So I think for some people, this is quite a big deal. This update is apparently going to kind of separate if you have the update or not, it's going to be separate. Rockstar stating specifically the original version of GTA Online on PC will be a separate instance, and players who remain on that version will not be able to play in sessions together with those on the upgraded PC version. So just keep that in mind. Hey, now before we keep going with the news, this video is sponsored by Vessi. Here at gameranx, we've been talking about and wearing Vessi footwear for literal years now because they're dependable, they're quality, they're comfortable, and they're 100% waterproof. It's been kind of snowing on and off here in New York a lot, and I have been rocking the Weekend Chelsea here. It's kind of like the comfort of a sneaker, but with the coverage of a boot, gives high top vibes, but thankfully super lightweight. And again, like all their footwear, 100% waterproof. So you could be brave, jump in puddles, step in snow. It doesn't matter because it leaves you totally dry, but all their kicks don't feel like waterproof shoes. They just feel like good straight up footwear for a variety of different use cases, styles, colors, for every type of person. And that's why we've been talking about them for so long. And I know I talk about snow, but with spring right around the corner too, it might be a good time to jump in because it's probably going to be raining a lot. So if you want to check out the Chelsea or anything else Vessi has to offer, you could take a next step with a better you and start strong with Vessi by checking out the QR code on screen here or heading to vessi.com/gameranx to embrace every rainy day and enjoy an instant 15% off your purchase at checkout. Once again, that's just vessi.com/gameranx for 15% off your first purchase at checkout. Click the link in the description down below, and big thanks to Vessi for sponsoring this video. Now back to the news. Now next up in some interesting news, I saw this making a lot of headlines this week. Former SIE head, big Sony guy, he's been around with Sony forever, Shuhei Yoshida, has been talking the town. Has been the talk of the town, has been talking to the town. Well, he's done some interviews. He did a kind of funny interview. He also did a really good interview with Sacred Symbols where we got some interesting quotes about him, Sony, and the AA and AAA market. And I quote, "During my time, people give me credit, but one of the things I was not successful at was having a successful service game. And the other thing I was not able to have amazingly successful games made in Japan. Other than Gran Turismo, we had many great products, but didn't really have many triple AA successful products. That became more and more important as the big games became bigger. The indies filled the gap, and the AA market seems to have disappeared. Now, look, me personally, I feel like the AA thing is kind of a wide cloud. It can be cast over different things, but I do think the AA's specifically coming out of Sony, he is correct. That kind of evaporated. I still think there are AA games kind of out there, but in terms of Sony, his example was pretty interesting. Like I said, he said 2 sacred symbols, and you should check out the interview. It is very good. All that will be linked in the description down below. All the sources I use, everything I talk about. But he said most of the IPs that Japan Studio had were in that smaller AA sized group, and the market became really difficult for these types of games. For example, Gravity Rush 2, after Gravity Rush 2, director Keiichiro Toyama tried to come up with a new concept, but we were not able to greenlight any of his new concepts, even though they were really interesting. He said at that point, like after Gravity Rush, they were really just gunning for the big AAA titles. And that's unfortunate because, of course, Gravity Rush and Gravity Rush 2 were very creative games, but I feel like they never really got the footing. They really never got their hooks in the market like they really deserved. Those ideas, the whole thing. Obviously, Toyama went on and was able to make weird things other places, but still, from the perspective of a former Sony bigwig, just hearing this little game history, I thought was really interesting, so I figured I'd share. And in other news, Tony Hawk might be back. I am so happy. This news is for me specifically. The Tony Hawk enjoyer freak has logged on. So there was rumors earlier this week. A professional skater, Tyshawn Jones, did an interview with Breakfast Club, and he said basically, hey, I'm going to be in a new Tony Hawk that's coming out soon. And that's interesting because he was included in the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake, leading to a lot of people thinking there might be a new Tony Hawk or a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 soon, coupled with the fact that Tony Hawk has said in the past that he is still working with Activision. There will be something. And now Tony Hawk himself has tweeted, kind of teasing this, acknowledging a report from Charlie Intel showing that in Black Ops 6, the multiplayer map Grind, you know, there's like stores and stuff. There is a skate shop in that map. And there is now a big banner sign in that store teasing a date of March 4th. Seemingly when Tony Hawk something is going to be announced. Please, I hope this is not just like Black Ops 6 Warzone skins or any bullshit like that. I'm hoping, a lot of people are also looking at the date 3 and 4, that it might be a 3 and 4 remake. The question is, if that is what it is, who's working on it? Is it Vicarious Visions? I thought they nailed 1 and 2 remake. It's one of my favorite games of all time. How they really kept the formula, the feel from the Tony Hawk series. They unfortunately were kind of absorbed into Blizzard as more of a support studio, but maybe they're working on it. Who knows? But thankfully, all will be revealed soon in March, and I'm probably going to be talking about the game constantly. So yeah, buckle up. Next up, 2 small updates for announced games. Okami, the remake, is confirmed to be using the RE engine from Capcom. And also, Tides of Annihilation, the game that was revealed at the most recent State of Play, is from the developers, a Devil May Cry style combat game, not a Souls-like game. And I think that's pretty cool. I love Devil May Cry very much, and I like that style of combat. So good. This is a win. Also this week, check out some announcements. The first is new characters for Marvel Rivals that made quite a splash. The Thing, the Fantastic Four characters. It seems like it's clobbering time. Indeed. That was terrible. Don't put that in. On the heels of that announcement, of course, it was also announced that the US wing of Marvel Rivals has essentially been laid off, let go, whatever the phrase is, leading to a lot of people worry about what's going on with Marvel Rivals. It was only a group of like 6 people. Most of the game was developed in China. But still, with the success of Marvel Rivals, like it was kind of like NetEase said it was a redundancy thing. They're kind of bringing things over to just one studio head in China. It's just interesting to see and indicative of the gaming industry and really just corporations. It's like people make games, people make things, they're successful, and they still end up getting laid off. Also announced, in case you missed it, Rainbow Six Siege X. This seems to be like the next generation of Rainbow Six Siege. This was announced during a Rainbow Six event. It was kind of leaked, rumored for weeks. So yeah, not a lot of info on it yet, but keep an eye on it. Also, releasing this week, Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Eric and Falcon behind the scenes did the before you buy on this, and it seems absolutely awesome. I hope I have time to play this at some point this century between Civilization 7, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds soon. There's just so much right now. Also, another release this week is Lost Records Bloom and Rage Tape 1. I'm curious to see how this whole like past, present, future thing works out in this game. Kind of looks like a Life is Strange style game, if that's your thing, but that is out. Also, a tiny update regarding Elder Scrolls 6. Like actually, genuinely. So Bethesda is working with Make-A-Wish specifically to give one lucky person the ability to create an NPC in the game. This once-in-a-lifetime opportunity allows you to immortalize yourself in one of the most highly anticipated video games of all time. With this exclusive experience, you'll work with the developers to create a custom character that will appear in the game, leaving your mark on the legendary franchise. This is essentially a big auction to raise money for Make-A-Wish, and this is pretty cool. It's leading to a lot of speculation. You know, a lot of people thinking, well, what does this mean? I saw some people trying to connect the dots of like when we saw like character creator details and stuff come from Starfield, and then how long until that game was released. I don't know. I think it's tricky to line that thing up. I think that this is happening just means that the game is in full swing, full production. When we're going to see it, God knows. But hey, to hear something official from official channels is nice. And I think this is a good thing they're doing. That's really the long and short of it. If I was able to make an NPC, a character in Elder Scrolls 6, I would make the ugliest, most annoying character known to man. Like it would be like Tingle from Zelda mixed with the adoring fan from Oblivion, but also like maybe he's like Otacon from Metal Gear. He just pisses his pants constantly, but also he has a gun. That's my ideal annoying, terrible NPC. Anyway, I'd love to hear your ideas in the comments. Let me know. But also announced this week, just today, a Sifu movie is in the works. The incredible game, one of my favorite games the year it released, Sifu, has seemingly caught on with Hollywood, man. First, it was in Secret Level, that whole Amazon show thing where they got the little short CG films, and I didn't like that. I didn't think that one was very good. The combat was kind of cool, but like it just kind of made me think like, oh man, the game does all of this better. I'm just gonna play the game again. But now we have a full-fledged movie in the works, with Deadline reporting a feature adaptation. This is from the production company of Chad Stahelski. This is the John Wick guy, which is very cool. I think him and like his specific crew should just make this movie. But we don't know who the director is or anything like that yet, but we do know the writer is T.S. Nolan, who wrote that Adam Project movie with Ryan Reynolds that everybody saw and forgot, but that was fine. Then he also wrote the Maze Runner movies. So there's that. All I'll say with Sifu, man, like, look, I'm being a judgy bitch right now, but with Sifu, there is beauty in simplicity. I don't need to know too much about the guy. I don't need to know too much about the bosses. I need good action, beautiful visuals, compelling vibes. That's really it. I hope they don't overcomplicate this thing, really. But ultimately, what I also just want to point out is that, have you noticed like Hollywood is really once again gunning for video game adaptations? I feel like every week we talk about a new thing being bought up or in the works. And, you know, whether or not we actually see these projects come to fruition is one thing, but the fact that these studios are interested means video games are hot, man. The nerds are winning and the people want our shit. So we'll see how it goes. But that's everything I wanted to talk about this week. Just getting you caught up on the news real quick. So let me know in the comments what you think about everything, from a Sifu movie, but also going back to Grand Theft Auto working with Roblox and Fortnite creators. Do you play Roblox? I don't. Should I? Probably, definitely not. I feel like it's illegal for me to play Roblox, but let me know what you think. Let me know what you want from a new Tony Hawk game. My brain is a buzzing. Let's talk about any of this stuff down in the comments. Also, there's going to be a pinned comment where we always just ask like, hey, what are you playing right now? It's for research purposes for us, for our videos. So reply to that pinned thread. Let us know what you're playing. But also while you're there, if you like getting caught up on the news, I'm here every week for you. Clicking the like button helps us. Thank you. But that's it. You can follow me on basically all the social media platforms other than TikTok. I'm just not on there, at Jake Baldino. And yeah, all I ask now is have a great weekend. Be safe. Pizza's on me. See ya.